Welcome to episode 21 of the No Scrubs podcast. I'm your host, Lewis, and joined with me today, a man, Stephen. How you going?
I am so good. Like, this heat can fuck off, but apart from that, I'm really good. I've got something that I'm really excited to talk about later, a game I've been playing. But recent news, there has been coming 2026 a 6
We're not Australian.
New Dragon Ball game project to be announced in January 2026 at the Genki Dama stage.
Welcome to the Grand Tour.
Grand Tour. Now, the popular rumors are brand new game. A lot of people are thinking Xenoverse 3 because we'll be wrapping up with I think we've got 2 more Xenoverse 2 DLCs. One being
I was going to joke, it's like it's another Xenoverse 2 DLC. There's only been 600 of the counts.
Well, yeah, the latest, the upcoming DLC is basically Broly dating sim.
Oh man, I don't even know what's going on in Xenoverse.
It's not a dating sim. It's more of a there's a quest where you hang out with Broly and Chi-Lai, and you try to train and form a deeper bond. But everyone's not worried, but everyone's being like, better not be another fucking mobile game, because we have 3 and they're all distinct and different. But yeah, it's just new game. Maybe a lot of people are saying it's it'd be cool if they did something left field and just did a turn-based game, which I'll be all on board for. But then a lot of people...
I'd be into that. I'll be into that for sure. Turn-based. I know technically for Dragon Ball Z it doesn't make sense in a way, or having them on a grid or something, but that would be cool as fuck. I mean, as well, having different powers and stuff as moves on cooldown and stuff like that. You absolutely could make this happen.
Did you,
that'd
just
cool
as a real quick side tangent, did you ever play the Game Boy Color game, Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors?
No, I don't think so.
So at the time, it was the game, because we were watching it on TV. I think we just finished or just started the Boo arc, or just finished the Cell Saga. And this game went all the way through all of Z. But it was a card game. You build your deck, but it's turn-based combat, and when you play a card, they have inputs that you have to do to use them and to get optimal damage.
Interesting. That game looks rough though in
the
current day. Yeah,
Did I play
some
it on a
games you're
recently?
even some Game Boy Advance games you're sprites and stuff look really good.
Yeah.
For these little blobs, you're okay, that's I was going to say that's Goku. No, that's Gohan, and you can only tell because it's other than his name's on the screen, but there's the tiny little flicker here out the side. You're oh, okay. And there's Boo because it's slightly pink shaded. Yeah. But hey, it could be ugly, but could still be a good game.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, I've got a bit to get prepared before I go away, but I'm getting there, which is good. Yeah, it's hot as fuck today, so I got the AC pumping. I got how many dogs? I got 2 dogs in the office with me. So yeah, but getting by. So yeah, that this announcement or this rumored Dragon Ball Z, this wasn't even in the news. Stephen was so excited. He didn't check this in the document. He just had to come out with it.
Yep.
Welcome to the Grand Tour.
Another thing people are saying, apparently there's a bit of an appetite for a game like Kakarot, but with Xenoverse controls. And I was
is there?
A little bit, but the thing that annoyed me about Kakarot is the padding A lot of things felt unnecessary, and the repetition of the bosses. It's just like you go beating them, and then it's like I'm gonna do a cinematic move where you have to get on the. You have to basically can only get on the defense and duck and dodge. I was like, cool, get that out of your system. It's like I'm gonna do it again.
I always hated in the Dragon Ball Z games where it's like, you've got to fight this character. You've got to be Krillin. You've got to fight Frieza, and you've got to actually beat him though for the scenario thing. And then it plays a cutscene immediately after Krillin getting fucking killed, and you're like, oh great, yeah. Why'd you make me have to win this fight? Like, and those fights were hard because the game was done like so. If a character was more powerful in the show, they were generally more powerful in the game, which is fine. It's not a serious like fighter. It's not supposed to be balanced. But you're like, oh man, I got to do this hard as fuck fight, and you beat it.
Jeez.
You don't even get hit in the end because you're based and Dragon Ball pilled, and then you get the cutscene and it's you getting killed. You're like, oh man, what the fuck? So. I remember playing Tenkaichi 3. Me and my mates would play it sometimes before we do boxing.
Psych yourself up.
Yeah, I get myself pumped up, and we would just do random battles. And my mate loved getting Harudagan. He would just call him the bringer of death. So he randomed Harudagan, and I randomed Saiyaman 2, which is Vidal's like Saiyaman outfit, which you can't use any of your rush attacks on the big characters. I had no fucking key blast or anything, so it's like an impossible matchup. And you know what? I fucking beat his ass. It's like, the boys still talk about it to this day. It's like, you got your best character, and Lewis got a heap of shit character, and he beat you. Just having to like rush down, do combos. The only thing that could like really hit it was your charge up melee attacks, and then it's like a kind of like a paper scissors rock. They have to guess which way you're gonna like hit them from to block it, or like do the teleport at the right time. And I just kept fucking smacking him with that, and then you just rush him down and do that again, and that was, yeah, a legendary moment in our friend group.
My Tenkaichi 3 moment, I remember that comes to mind. Mate invites me over, and he was like real into. It was one of those Mortal Kombats where it was post the fourth game. So it was like Armageddon or Annihilation, not sure. It's the one that had like a story mode where you created a character. But then he's like, I've never played it. I wasn't even good at like 4 or any of the other ones. But I was like, yeah, I know basics with Mortal Kombat. And he was just going ham on me. And I was like, okay, I haven't got my bearings. I don't know the mechanics of this game. Ham on me. And then it was just like, oh, it's not that hard. It's like, I've never played this game before. I can't get my bearings when you're using your main. And just, yeah. Sounds like cope, but then I did it to him. I was just like, oh, you ever played Tenkaichi 3 before? And he's just like, oh, no. I was like, oh, it's pretty easy game to learn. It's an anime arena fighter. Gave him some of the basics, and he chose a character, I chose a character, and did not let him get ahead on him. And he's just like, you're going all out on me. And I was like, yeah, I am.
Oh, how does that feel? Oh, it sucks, doesn't it? Oh,
yeah.
No. Yeah, we had a mate like that. Alex Rangi, you'd play a fighting game with him. He'd have like the fucking manual with the combos and stuff there and not let you look at it. Oh, no, let me look at it. And you wouldn't know how to play the game, and he'd just combo the fuck out of you. You're like, oh, thanks, bro. I also had a friend growing up. Shout out to Ryan Sanders, deep cut in my life. He did that and wouldn't tell you, like in Super Smash Bros. He wouldn't tell you how to do like the, like the baseball bat. You can do like the fucking the home run hit and like one shots people. Because I didn't know about you'd have you have like the smash attacks that you can charge up. And that's the same input to do that. And he would not tell you those controls. He would do that in Killer Instinct as well. And Killer Instinct had some bullshit fucking one-shot moves back in the day. And he would do that shit all the time and not tell you the fucking, like, buttons. Like, honestly, He might have been like 10 years old at the time, but what a dog cunt, bro. What a dog cunt. Fuck you, Ryan Sanders. My bit of lore for you. Bit of lore. My younger brother once accidentally smacked him in the head with a golf club. So fun times.
Jesus.
We're at a family do, right? At their house having a barbecue, and someone decided they'd bring out the golf clubs and hit some golf balls in the yard, right? And the rule is, you wait until everyone's gone, and then you go get your ball. And old Ryan decided he was going to go before Alex had fucking swung his club. So he walked out in front, and then Alex swung and smacked him like right up there, which is a spot that gets cut, bleeds. No major injury. I think he ended up, a couple of stitches and stuff. Alex saw it, so he was very upset and ran home crying because he smacked him in the head with a golf club. But ultimately, he was at fault because the rule was you wait until everybody's gone and then you get your ball. So, I'm not going to fault him. He was 10 years old. He was a young boy. He was my age. But yeah, so don't know. Went off on some tangent there about this, but had to give you the lore about Ryan Sanders.
I appreciate the world building.
What is this podcast, mate? Who knows? So I'm gonna say when Sparking Zero came out, because I was like, hell yeah, they're making a Tenkaichi spiritual successor. That's great. That's exactly what I want. And then I play it. I'm like, for a while, I'm like, this is good. And then I'm like, yeah, it is Tenkaichi. Yeah, I remember playing this on the PS2. I wish it evolved a bit more than that. Like when you play Fighters, you're like, this game is amazing. Apparently, they're doing more Fighters DLC.
Yeah, they had that announcement of Super Saiyan 4 Goku Daima coming to Fighters.
Yeah, I thought they were done. That's fucking awesome. Dude, that game released in 2018. That game is older than I thought. That's fucking crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The game must be older than Keith.
Not quite. Oh, actually. Pretty close. 2018. Yeah, Keith's 7. So, yeah. Wild. Fucking fantastic game, though. I think it's a good idea for them to actually keep doing a little DLC on this game because, why the fuck not? I think it's better than them creating a sequel at this stage, but they should at some stage create a sequel. I think that would be the right move, but they just, Axis, take your time.
No, or better, they could go like the Street Fighter 2 and 4 route of like basically bundle all the characters together, release like 5-10 more characters, add some new gameplay mechanics changes, and repackage it as like Dragon Ball FighterZ Super.
Yeah, or it would be Super Dragon Ball Fighters or something.
Oh,
Alpha First Strike.
Championship Edition.
Arcade Edition Remix.
Hyper.
True. Oh, there was another one in there. Damn. It would be very Capcom of them. But. So, we got. While we're on the subject of fighting games, did you see there's an Avatar: The Last Airbender fighting game coming out?
I don't.
So, I saw a trailer for that. It looks pretty fun. It's pretty slick. However, I think we're going to end up with the problem of there's going to be a bunch of these AA fighters coming out because we've got that and the Invincible one. And I think that if we have too many, it's not going to be great for the market overall. Especially because all of them are probably going to ask for $100 and then have a season pass. So while the game looks good, I like the art style as well. It looks very true to the... It was technically not anime, very true to the show. Yeah, I just worry about oversaturation of this type of fighter. But it looks great. I'm a big fan of specifically The Last Airbender, and I did enjoy Korra, even though it wasn't as good. Had a couple of great villains, but overall I thought the show was just not as good as the original series. So what are your thoughts on this?
So I gave it a watch. before jumping on Discord, and I was just like, okay, yep. At first I was just like, oh, this kind of looks a little bit slow, but then I saw the combo of I cannot outside of Aang and Korra. I can't really remember many names, but
What kind of bending were they using?
oh, fire! It's the burnt dude,
Zuko. Yeah.
Zuko. Yeah, who I actually ended up being one of my favorites. Watching Avatar.
One of the like the best written characters in like an animated series ever. I swear to God, he was such a good character. They fucking killed it with that.
But and I saw him, and I was just like, okay, no, the game's not slow. Like that was pretty quick and flashy.
Mm.
I probably won't want day one it. I'm not gonna day one the Invincible game, but it's like me personally, you just can't get me to care about Legend of Korra.
Yeah, but that's just because you're a bigot.
And
is there like TikTok where a guy's like, so you're racist, yeah? He's like, yeah, I'm racist. And he just owns it. Like, oh fuck, like, oh, what do we do against this guy now? It's like, you're a bigot, yeah? Oh fuck, oh, he's got me.
Because I put off watching Avatar for the longest time, but then me and Aaron was just like, you wanna start from the start? And I was like, yeah, right. So we'll come home, peel through a couple of episodes on when we both had like a weekend day. Or late night, we'll just peel through it. And I was like, I actually really, really like this. This is so good. And then we just watched a couple of episodes of Korra, and I was like, I don't know if it was like because we were watching it on the basically immediately after we finished Avatar. I was like, I don't know if I'm burnt out or the series just wasn't gripping me as much.
One of Korra's biggest problems is that, there's a lot of problems. But there was also issues with like writers' strike, different writers' strikes I think were happening, and they had issues with the rights for the show, which is also why it's not called Avatar. It's just called Legend of Korra instead of like Avatar. So there's stuff with that, but one of the biggest problems is Korra ends up going through all his character development, then start of the next season undoes so much of it, and she's just not as likable of a character, and it's not because she's a woman. Just wasn't as well written. And I get as well we're saying we're joking before, wink, about Stephen being a bigot, but at the end it's like, oh yeah, these characters now they're gay together. They didn't have any like of that kind of chemistry. It was just felt like they shoehorned it in. It was something like some people were like, oh, it was obvious the whole time. No, I didn't really feel like it was organic. I think they could have done a better job of that. But
I also just
overall, like, it has some of the best villains and some of the worst villains. Like, they start off season 1 villain, 10 out of 10, like amazing villain, and the next season it's just kind of shit. Like villain, you're like, ugh, okay.
And it's just there were like three things in particular. Oh fuck! I threw my phone in the bin.
Time for an upgrade.
Yeah, I've been eyeing up the nothing phone for a bit.
Well, you're gonna use no phone.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna use nothing.
There were three things in particular in Avatar that I thought was like, nah, that's cool. And that's him and just rolling like riding that ball of air. I was just like, that's giving me very Gokuian energy of like a young Goku on the Nimbus.
Yeah.
I love the fact
100%.
that there was that that earthbender called the Boulder who spoke in mannerisms of The Rock, who was voiced by Mick Foley.
Yeah.
And
the My Cabbages guy, reoccurring silly character where his cabbages keep getting fucked up. Like little things like that. Were, man, first series great.
Uncle Iroh just getting jacked when he's in prison.
Dude, it's so funny. Everyone back in the day was like, Uncle Iroh's so wholesome, and people were like, realized later, it's like, oh, he was a war criminal. this guy was on the side of trying to commit genocide against the airbenders, but he's reformed now. Great character though. Really like understands all the things and all the wrong he has done, and then wants to try to make things right. Like, and fantastic character.
And they make a nice episode like and tribute of when the voice actor died.
Yeah. Yeah, his first series is great. Second series, one of my favourite things though, and this probably comes from my love of Zoid's New Century, the least popular series, but my favourite one. The like organised like fighting leagues.
Yeah.
Just having that in Avatar was, and Legend of Korra was awesome. That was really fun, having like these 3v3 leagues, and then they realized that she's the Avatar. They're like, wait a second, and they had to like create rules to be like, okay, you can only use one type of bending when you're doing it. It's like that was quite fun. But also imagine like your world has like essentially a god. You have this one like kind of god that is like better and stronger than everyone, and you're like, yeah, let's let them enter the UFC or whatever. let's get Jesus in the UFC. You know, like feels a little unfair. But,
and that Jesus is allowed to be on steroids.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or it's like, all right, Jesus, okay, you can enter the league, but you can't do any takedowns, okay? Yeah. So I'm hoping this new series is going to be good, but they've decided because like, oh, some of these characters were different races, so we're going to recast all these characters. I'm like, look, you'd already done it once. You may as well use the same voice actors for the characters. I don't think they should have recast them. I think they should have left them the same. If they were doing a new series with new characters, absolutely be like, look, this is how we're doing it with this new series. 100%. I think that's probably the right way to go for that kind of thing, if that's what you want to do. But don't just recast the people. It's going to be jarring having these characters with completely different voices and, you know.
On a like a side note, like because it's the whole they're using like new voice actors to for like different ethnicities, right? It reminds me of that episode of BoJack with Diane, where she goes back to Vietnam, and it's like learn about Vietnam culture. And I was just like, what's the purpose of the episode? It's like, oh, it's because there was a lot of backlash about, well, not a lot of backlash, but there was backlash about the voice actor. She was from Community. The big-eyed drug addict.
The one that played Britta, was it?
Not Britta,
No?
the other girl.
Oh, Alison Brie.
That's the one. I was thinking of Cheese,
hot one.
but yeah, I was thinking of Cheese, and I was like, Brie Larson. I was like, no. They did that whole episode because it was just like people were like, oh, you're getting a white person to voice a Vietnamese character, and it's just like, or part.
And you're
Vietnamese.
getting Will Arnett to voice a fucking horse. What are we doing? Will Arnett's not a horse. He's not a horse. I've seen him in Blades of Glory. It's not a horse. What are we doing here?
But,
what are we doing, Stephen? What are we doing?
I don't know.
I was checking if I upset the dog when I got a little when I was doing that bit.
Keith's just like, Dad makes some points.
And if he was upset, be zapping him anyway. So you know, he's giving him the Hassan Piker special, mate. The fucking Emperor Palpatine.
Thundaga.
Somehow Keith returned.
Unlimited up dudes.
This is, I mean, we could be getting into a whole fucking different kettle of fish here, eh? I mean, that Pro ZD stuff, where it was like, hey, people should only voice act for characters of the race that they are, and then he lost a heap of work after he was like the poster boy for advocating for that. And then he's like, oh, they wouldn't let me try out for the white characters. It's like, you wanted this. you asked for this. This is literally what you advocated for. So, yes, there's a whole can of worms that we don't need to go into any further, but it was a thing. Regardless, game looks good. I wonder who they've used for the voice actors. If they have used the originals, or if they've used new ones, or they've just done the classic. We're going to get random people to voice these characters, and they're not going to sound anything like they originally did. Thank God we get less of that these days. Used to get, it's like, oh, but we got Matt Damon to voice his character in this animated series, so we're not going to get him for the game. Yeah, well, maybe don't use Matt Damon in the first place then, if you're gonna if you're gonna do that. You know, they had Charlie Cox in Expedition 33. You know, they had Andy Serkis, the mocap goat, who actually didn't do the mocap, but he did the voice. He did the voice in that one.
They had John Cena in Mortal Kombat, but they couldn't get Anthony Starr.
Apparently, Anthony Starr wasn't even asked.
Oh,
he said he's like, I would have done it, but first time I'm hearing about it.
Damn.
So maybe it wasn't his fault though. As usually these things go through people's agents and stuff, and they're like, Anthony's not going to be into this. So yeah, there's a chance of that. I've got a question for you, Stephen.
Yeah.
Are microtransactions, are they micro enough, mate? They getting a little too big. So recently in the Steam sale that happened, I know that it was this price because I fucking bought it. Dead Space Remake was $20 New Zealand, right? So it was probably like 10 or 15 USD. Well, great price for a fucking excellent game. I played it previously on Game Pass. Fuck you, Game Pass. But I was like, yeah, $20, mate. I'm happy to have that there for when I do want to play it, which will probably be like every 5 to 10 years I'll boot it up, because probably 5 years, because I love Dead Space. It's my shit. But that is cheaper than the Isaac Clarke skin in the new Skate game. That was $20, and that Isaac Clarke skin in Skate was like $30-$40 New Zealand
for a skin.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, but it comes with this kind of backpack, and it does this and that. I'm like, yeah, but Dead Space was the whole fucking game for less money. So, unfortunately as well, Fortnite has very much, like, many games have microtransactions. It's not just Fortnite. Fortnite's just currently the most popular one. But it's conditioned people into spending $20-$30 on skins, like, happily, which is crazy. Like, I bought so many fucking indie games for significantly less than that. You know, Hades 1 recently was, right now, Hades 1 not on special is $36. That's a little bit more than a Fortnite skin, and there's a whole ass game. On sale, this shit, apparently it was like $5-$10 on the Switch recently, you know? So, I'm just...
Macrotransactions.
Yeah. I think they're getting a little too much, eh? I think those Dragon Ball Z skins were quite expensive, because I was like, I play not often at all, mate. I play Fortnite maybe once every couple of years, where someone fucking manages to convince me to play, and I go, oh, okay, alright. And I was like, oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z skins, yeah, I'll pick one of those up, and it was like $40, and I was not picking one of those up, bro. What the fuck?
I got I think it was like a on special, like I got Goku and I think it was Goku, Frieza, I want to say Goku Black, and a little glider. The cool thing about the Goku skin though is he has an emote where it's just like he'll go Super Saiyan, and then he'll go Super Saiyan Blue, and then he'll go Ultra Instinct.
It's pretty cool.
But I also think, and not like excusing it, but the thing is Fortnite and Skate are free games.
Yeah.
So it's just like, where we're not going to. And dude, Fortnite has a lot to offer, especially with like the different modes. But it's like
Massively. Yeah.
we're not going to wall you off from content, but we gotta make dim ducats. So skins, emotes, songs, cars, um,
They're paying for a lot of licensing.
yeah,
They have to license all of that, and maybe they don't pay a flat licensing fee. Maybe they go, hey, how about we fucking split it 50-50? Or, you know, whatever. It could be more, it could be less. I don't know what the splits are at all. I've got no idea. But let's say they go 50-50, and why would you not put that in Fortnite? If you're you know, was it Toei Animation, why would you not go, yeah, if we're going to sell this for, you know, let's say $30 New Zealand a piece, and you're gonna sell them fucking a million skins, bro. When you're taking half of that, that's a lot of money, bro, for nothing. You did nothing. You just own the IP. Like, yes, you did something with it to create it, but you've got the IP. You just made a fuckload of money off someone else's hard work. I mean, both of them ultimately benefit from it. Fortnite, they're like, great, we spend a bunch of money on our, you know, modelers and our artists and stuff to make the skin in the game and make sure it all works, but using someone else's IP, everybody wins. Everybody benefits from that. So.
Did you?
Yeah.
I just because like we're older and stuff, but I remember a mate saying this like they're like workmate makes it sound like they're only your mate at work, but this one in particular, like we're boys outside of work. But he was telling me it's
This is
like
a mate who you work with.
exactly, and he was saying it's like yeah, there was this big thing in like schools where kids were getting bullied because they had default Fortnite skins.
Damn.
Poor hearters.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, it's just like, dang.
I mean, it sucks though. There's always going to be that thing. Like, I remember back in the day, I didn't have the official Beyblade stadium, you know, to battle in. I had this old, like, this plastic dish that me and my boys used to fucking battle in. One of my mates called it the Bake Stadium because the Beyblade one was the Bay Stadium. And these kids made fun of us because we didn't have the official one.
Dude, I knew, growing up, I knew no one who had the official one.
Yeah, quite a few kids at my school that had it, man.
I had one kid, when Beyblades was at its peak of, like, popularity when I was younger. We had our Beyblades, we took them to school, but there was always that one kid who would, like, go full head first on the trend, and like I shit you not, he had like the launcher that Tyson had, the main character, where it looks like a dragon like gun, and he had the extra long ripcord, and I was just like, can I have a try? I'll launch my own Beyblade. And he's like, yeah, of course. And I was just like, it's like, it looks cool, but it's kind of impractical. I'll have my little square, my little cube, and I was like, but...
Dude, I went down the rabbit hole a while back watching about professional Beyblade competition and about how a meta had developed. Nerd shit, but it was pretty interesting. I had a friend as well in primary school, just one friend. My boy Julian. His dad was like an engineer, and he managed to make these weight discs for it. So they were two really thin ones that would stack on top of each other, and this thing had insane endurance because it was like heavier than most of all the official ones. So it actually just stayed fucking on its ass like the whole time. And his Beyblade, like, before that, I was kind of kicking ass of all the kids on the fucking playground. And then Julian's dad made him these special weight discs, and no one could beat him. No one could beat him. It's like, damn, what the fuck? Your dad engineered you this? That's fucking crazy. His dad was a super rad dude. He beat me at table tennis using a sponge. He just had a little sponge and fucking beat me with it. And I was pretty good at table tennis, you know. I beat all the boys at it.
Haven't picked up a paddle since.
Yeah, and as soon as I got beaten with the sponge, it was over. He was like a ranked table tennis player back in the day, like so he wasn't like high ranked, but he was ranked, so he played a lot. Yeah, he fucking destroyed me, all of my hopes and dreams.
He after the match, he goes to shake your hand, but then he just sponges off the sweat from your forehead, and then just slams it on your foot, and it's just like, I'll say good game, but let's just end it at game.
Game. Yeah. So anyway, microtransactions they're getting too expensive.
Yeah, and like take it from something like say the gachas, like Honkai and stuff. Like if you wanting to like pull a specific one, it's like you're gonna be spending back to back to back bank. That's why it's like one of the things that they sort not incentivize, but there's just like, hey, it costs X amount of resources to pull a card up to do a summon pull. It's just like if you get this battle pass, it's like you'll get, because it has a default battle pass. It's like, yeah, but if you pay for a battle pass, it's like you'll get more login goodies.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I get it from the fact of like pulling the stuff from pulling this stuff because it's like a free game, but it's just like weaponized FOMO.
Yeah, the battle pass is generally a good idea for if you got people that play it all the time, because it ends up often cheaper than the skins. You often, in a lot of battle passes, you'll get either enough currency to buy the next one, or you'll get like most of the way towards it, and then you get a bunch of skins and stuff. But that's a way for them to keep you hooked. Battle pass is ultimately the reason I got burned out on Apex Legends, because it was, I'd buy the battle pass and then I wanted to play other games and be like, oh fuck, if I don't get this pass done, then I waste my money. Yeah. And then I would just feel pressured to play it, and I would just get burnt out on playing it. Like that's, I still might be playing Apex Legends occasionally if it wasn't for the buying the battle pass. But I haven't played now in 2 years, I think. And when I jumped on, and let me pull it up, Jake. When the last time I played it, it was also me jumping on for the first time in ages. So, see, that's not telling me. All right, I was on the wrong page on Steam. All right. Yeah, February 16th, 2022. So it has been, what, 3 years? Coming up nearly 4. Yeah. But yeah, I used to play it all the time, but don't have the desire anymore. Still a good game. Yeah.
You just don't have the sweat in you.
Well, I don't, I'm just not the sweaty gamer that I once was. Hitting your 30s, man, I do start to feel the slowdown and the reflexes and stuff. It's kind of crazy. Like if I was still playing all the way through, it wouldn't be anywhere near as noticeable. But you take a little time off, you come back to it, and you're like, I'm not what I once was at this. Interestingly, games that take a lot of reflex but become so much muscle memory, fighting games, average fighting game player is on the older end, because I've got so much muscle memory from playing these characters. And yes, from like one Street Fighter or one Tekken to another, there are differences, but there's still so much muscle memory that comes over from the previous games. So yeah, like last I checked, it has been a while, but Daigo, it was still like highly ranked, not as highly ranked as he was, but he's 44 and he's still playing professionally at a high level, which was pretty uncommon in esports. Most of the time it's like you hit 30, it's like, see you later.
And he's also like well respected enough that, when he has a insight on like the meta of Street Fighter 6, it's like, or he's picked up this certain main and here's the reasons why. It's like Event Hub's published an article about it.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
Veteran.
And he's just a living legend.
Him and Justin Wong.
Justin Wong as well. I got a lot of respect for Justin Wong. He leans into the meme of him getting parried and losing in the most iconic fighting game moment of all time. There was something that came up about Justin Wong recently that I wasn't going to talk about, but we're on the subject. But he did a vlog, like a food vlog in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. So there's a lot of talker because a lot of people were, as you can imagine, people were disappointed. No, I completely understand as well. Everything I see of Justin Wong, he's a super, super nice dude. I imagine he's probably ignorant to what goes on over there. So I'm not going to... Yes, he might have been paid for the blog. He might have just done it himself. I don't know. But I imagine he's just ignorant to a lot of this stuff, which I think a lot of people are. He's never been in drama. He's never, like, politically posting, which... Probably 80% of the fucking fighting game community are just always on everyone's ass about politics all the fucking time. He's just not one of those guys. So I'm like, I can believe, man, you're just a dude who wants to game. So I think as well, if you're someone that it does upset you, absolutely say your piece. I completely understand. We're not about that life either, but I can give Justin Wong the benefit of the doubt for sure. He just doesn't seem like he's that type of guy, you know?
He
like take blood money, like knowingly.
He gets, it's like, obviously having this iconic moment, but also being good at being a beast in his own right. But I always hold him in high regard, especially for when they released the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. And a lot of people were being like, oh, jumping in ranked. It's like, and it's Justin Wong. And I'm ready.
People forget that he was like the GOAT of that game. Like Marvel vs. Capcom, 2 and 3. He's kind of the GOAT of those games. So yeah, man. Don't people just remember, the Evo moment, which he was playing at a super fucking high level anyway, and Daigo just played perfect. Nobody had seen a moment like that ever. People didn't know it was possible to parry that entire fucking combo.
And it's not like it was one-sided. Like, both of them, I'm pretty sure both of them were down to just like a one-hitter quitter.
Yeah, he very nearly wins that match. That's what makes it so impressive from Daigo's side. Like, if Daigo made one misinput, it was over for him. Like, you know, Justin Wong had got the game to that point where he was like so close to closing that out. That's what it's so impressive about. What's the name? It's like Evo Moment 37. Evo Moment 37. If you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor and watch it. Dude, it's so good. It's this fucking video camera footage of the TV, and oh man, it's fucking awesome. It's so iconic. It's crazy what Evo's become as well. It's gotten so fucking big.
It was so iconic. I remember someone it must have been like, it was a YouTube video of like flash animation of that moment, but it was from Chun-Li's perspective. So she's just flinging out all these kicks, and he's just like, duh, duh, duh.
I gotta say, man, I'm a Tekken fan, and there is no Tekken moment that is even 10% as iconic as that. There's some great moments in Tekken. That's just the fighting game moment.
And I mean, like
that's it.
Choreographed Tekken is its own thing.
That's right. People make those like anime like fights and stuff. It's quite fun. But yeah, it's just the best shit, man. So, Randy Pitchford, you lying son of a bitch. This actually comes from our mate DT. He mentioned it last week, actually. You shout out DT. Shout out in the chat for DT. He was like, yeah, Borderlands 4 is not going on sale anytime soon. And Borderlands 4 has been on sale for 20% off. Not a massive sale, but...
How long's it been out for?
It has been out for a wee bit. I mean, it's...
Couple of months?
Came out September, so yeah, even just over a month. Really, September 12th. But it's not the fact that it's like it's fine to put your game on sale a little after release, right? It is like Ubisoft do it all the time. Ubisoft's kind of catching a stray, but the meme is like if you wait 2 years, which is 2 years is a while, but you'll get a Ubisoft game for like $10-$20, right? You'll get it for 80% off. So, but if you wait 6 months, you'll get it for 50% off. Ubisoft is notorious for doing that. But Randy Pitchford's like, it's not going on sale anytime soon, so you better buy it for full price. A month after launch, it goes on sale 20% off. It just must be like a kick in the teeth for the people who's like, well, you'll be a real fan. If you'll find a way if you're a real fan or a true fan, whatever he said, right? And then be like, yeah, we're actually discounting it already. Like,
dude, must have been a blow to the ego.
You know, like I say, like I wouldn't have an issue with it, but the problem is he explicitly said that it wouldn't be going on sale, and then it does.
I couldn't sell enough ice
Randy.
creams. What can I say?
Yeah, you didn't sell enough. Back to the mines with you. So, Randy Pitchford being a dog can't, bro. What's new?
He's still not going to unblock
think,
you.
No, he won't. He won't. He might block me twice just for I think I like shitting on Randy Pitchford more than I like shitting on Ubisoft.
What if he joined Ubisoft? That would be your ultimate hate boner.
Oh, dude, I'd be giving it so much shit. Oh man, or would it balance out? maybe it'd balance out. There is actually a Ubisoft thing I'm going to add. Oh, you know what? We've got 2 Ubisoft things. So the next one is a good Ubisoft thing. The Crew 2 hybrid mode is launching. So this is like an offline mode for the Crew 2, because this is essentially the stop killing games thing. The biggest example of that was the Crew 1, just going offline and having, is like, sorry, too bad, you can't play this anymore. So I'm really glad to see this. Really happy to see Ubisoft doing it. It's a shame that it's had to come under threat from, for people, but I am a believer of, if it's good to see if you're doing the right thing, even if it's for the wrong reasons or if you're under threat by this or any of this. I still think it is a positive thing that they've done. So I do want to give them some props for actually doing it and following through. And hopefully we see more of this going forwards as well. Because it's not fair to really just be selling a product that some people pay $100 for and then taking that away from them. When someone's paid for it. I'm not saying every online game should live on forever and ever, but if there's a game with a heap of offline content that you then can't play, I think it's fucking bullshit. So, props to Ubisoft. I am happy to see this. Have you got any thoughts on this?
No, that's good. That's good. Ian, I've used this example before, but what they did with Dragon Quest X, it was MMO only, and only in Japan. And then they was like, yeah, we're also releasing an offline version.
Yeah.
So enjoy that. I wonder if this is actually, maybe not a direct result, but I wonder if this was sort of like they sort of got a little bit of a taste of the no stop killing games sentiment, and be like, maybe our consumers do deserve better.
I think my assumption, and obviously we don't know, I'm not in the Ubisoft boardrooms, believe it or not. They wouldn't let me in. I was knocking on the door and they said, "Can't, you've talked way too much shit. We're never letting you in." Yeah. I'm like, yeah, but I liked those 2D Rayman games.
Free Rayman.
They're real good. I really like Child of Light. Please let me in.
There's one
I used to enjoy Far Cry.
Someone just leans out of like the skyscraper and he's just like, Rayman mentions like,
we don't utter that name here, boy.
Boy.
But I imagine it was because of the stop killing games thing. But we don't know for certain, and we'll probably never know. It's just because the Crew was the original example that was getting, lauded around, which, as it should. So the other Ubisoft thing, I didn't have it in the doc here, but we talked about it a while back because there's rumors of this that Ubisoft has launched a new subsidiary, which is Vantage Studios, and so that's going to be overseeing development of Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. So this essentially, there was, I believe, a bunch of Saudi investment in this as well, and I think what's going to happen. Saudi? No, sorry. Nah, I fucked that up. It's Tencent. So China. So Chinese investment. Yeah, that was my bad. Investment in this. This is what happens when I'm unprepared. I completely forgot. I actually was like, it's not big enough news. We don't fucking care about Ubisoft, but it is actually big enough news. I'm just letting my bias get in the way. So I think though, the problem is what's going to happen. Also, yes, it was $1.25 billion invested in it for a 25% stake. I think that a lot of Ubisoft itself, they're going to Advantage Studios off to the side. Here's our premium studio, and I think they're going to end up having a lot of studios and teams getting shut down. Because they've got their biggest franchises under here, which means what are those other teams going to end up developing? Maybe some Rayman? Maybe a Child of Light sequel? Maybe, Prince of Persia? Who knows? But Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six are all under this umbrella now.
Yeah. They're big money makers.
Yeah. The kind of sure things.
They're slot.
I think there's going to be...
Ubisoft.
Yeah, well, Rainbow Six maybe less so, but the others, yeah. I mean, I've been a Far Cry enjoyer in the past, but you've played from 2, really, but I mean, I wasn't into 2, but kind of from 2 onwards, the formula was very similar, you know? And ever since Far Cry 3, when it came out, outstanding. Like, holy shit, you're like, this is amazing. And then here's Far Cry 4, you're like, it's the same thing. What are we doing here? It's the same thing with less iconic villains. Far Cry 5, I played a bit of that with Script, and it was not bad, but didn't wow me. They're just fine. So anyway, I think we're going to see a lot of layoffs. So Ubisoft, how many developers have Ubisoft got? What do we got? Hold up, Jamie. They've got more than 16,600 employees over 45 studios. I'm going to be real. 16,500, bro. A lot of those are going to end up going for sure. They're trimming down the company, and I hate to see people losing their jobs. So they used to have in 2024 they had over 19,000. So they've trimmed, a few thousand employees. But I think it's, as much as it sucks people losing jobs, I think that it's going to be the right move for Ubisoft to run a bit leaner and just concentrate on making high quality products, not just trying to, and just trying to make them. Don't like people's biggest problem with Assassin's Creed Valhalla was like a lot of people enjoyed it, but people were like, this didn't need to be 100 hours. Like make a fucking tight 20-hour Assassin's Creed, like with a great story. Because the problem is that once you're really padding them out,
100
the story gets worse, the dialogue gets worse, everything kind of gets worse. It's your gameplay loops aren't that fucking deep. So, what's that noise on your end?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
let's carry on.
Coming through.
Hopefully the
audio, the thing will filter it out anyway.
Yeah,
it's fine. So, anyway, that's Ubisoft news. So there's a massive Pokemon League. Another one. DJ Carletta says. So I'll just go over kind of the roadmap because I found the roadmap interesting. So they've just released ZA just this month. Like a chump, I've bought it, but I haven't got around to playing it yet. I imagine I'll be playing it a little on the plane, going over for my brother's wedding. So, but they've announced it. Well, not announced in this leak, and the dates may have been moved as well because often these things, when that happens, that's how development is. So, that's right. They released the price on how much ZA cost to make. How much? It was not a heap of money, really. Like in the grand scheme of things for game development, Legends ZA cost 13 million US dollars. Just to put that into perspective, Spider-Man 2 by Insomniac cost $300 million. Legends ZA sold 13 million, and you know what? It's probably going to outsell Spider-Man 2. It's a Pokemon game. It just fucking happens, right? Spider-Man 2 sold really well. But $13 million, that's not a big budget, man. That is not a big budget at all. And yes, they should spend more money and spend more time on these games so they're higher quality instead of having these muddy ass textures and everything looks like shit or runs like shit. But crazy that they are doing it.
Yeah.
These small budgets. So what they've announced anyway for this roadmap is Pokemon Wind and Pokemon Waves coming at Gen 10, coming out 2026. DLC for that in 2027. Pokemon Legends Galar is coming out 2027 or beyond, which is not very far away, really. They're looking at doing a Pokemon multi-region remake, codename Seed. There was also talk about potentially some MMO for this as well, or maybe an MMO area.
Hey.
Earn it 2028 or beyond, and then Gen 11 2030. Bro, just dial it back. Stop. You don't have to put these out so fast. Just put an extra year on each one of these games. Let them fucking take your time, put polish and care into them. Like,
actually make them look good for a change.
Yeah, this is a Nintendo product, right? I mean, I know it's not Nintendo in-house developed. It's Gamefreak. It's the Pokemon company. You know, but man, Nintendo has such a high quality bar usually. I know it's gotten a little worse recently. Like, excuse me, some of these Mario sports games haven't hit the same quality bar as they used to, and I know they are third-party studios that make them, but you know, you used to get a Nintendo game, and there wouldn't be a day one patch. The game would be out. You'd be like, "This is fucking great. This runs great. It looks great." Like, they'd patch it a little later when they'd find a few bugs, but the quality bar was so high. But I don't know why, man. They just Game Freak it. It's probably because dumb cunts like me fucking buy their games. If people actually did vote with their wallet, and I'm addicted. I love Pokemon. I used to play fucking competitively on Pokemon Showdown. It's my shit. So they've had me. They've had their hooks in me ever since I got my fucking Game Boy Pocket with Pokemon Red. I was like, this is me. This is what I'm about. But I just wish the quality bar was higher. There's the great thing in Scarlet and Violet. There's a windmill, and if you're a little far away from it, like the windmill moves at like 5 frames a second. It's like the most choppy thing. You get a little closer, it's like 15 frames. You're like, what are we doing here? This,
It would be nice if, because they sell megabucks in cards, and like, I'm not saying like incompetence or something. I don't know if it's a Game Freak thing, but there should just be a little bit more of a pushback of it's just like, hey, your games look shit. Like, absolutely not utilizing for the Switch, the limited hardware of it. It's just like, but people are gonna buy it because of brand name alone. It would just be nice if they'd be like, well, we know that it's going to sell, but why don't we put a little bit more effort into it? And I've again used this example before, but compare what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 looks like compared to like Scarlet and Violet. And it's just like Pokemon
running on the same hardware.
And the thing is, Pokemon is the biggest grossing IP. And it's just like,
yeah, highest grossing franchise of all time. Not video game franchise in the world. Like, it has grossed more money than literally fucking anything. Like, any franchise, any media. It's fucking crazy.
You'd think that they'd want to, like, take a little bit more care, or drop some more money into a thing that basically got you into the heart and minds of kids, which was the games. Like,
yeah, you think that would be the most premium thing they do, but like, I know, like, okay, Western cards, there's a little bit, the factories just don't do as good of a job as the Japanese ones. We'll just but generally, like, the cards and the illustrations on that, the cards are beautiful art. Like, they go all out on that. The cards look amazing, like the art on that. The other merch and stuff that they make for Pokemon, all that stuff is really high quality, really well done. Why don't you put that much quality into the games? And maybe Game Freak doesn't have a hand in that. Maybe it's the Pokemon company that does all that merch and so on. And maybe it's just Game Freak where the problem is. But I don't know. I mean, do Nintendo have to? Because my understanding is that the company is split, or the IP rights to Pokemon are split in 3 ways. Obviously there must be some contracts that are like, only Game Freak can work on the games unless Game Freak specify for like a third party to work on it. Maybe there's something like that in their contracts, but ultimately, either do whoever is responsible for the quality being average, which I assume is Game Freak, do the Pokemon company and Nintendo need to be like, look, you need to fucking sort this out, and these games need a bigger timeline. Look, in fact as well, $13 million for a game, right? That is small on the budget. Like I said, Spider-Man 2, $300 million. Call of Duty games are like $600 million, last I'd heard, was like the higher end of what it costs to make a Call of Duty. Like, you could, let's say you double that. That sounds crazy, to double the budget. Like, oh shit, double the budget. You could double that to $26 million. And that is still you're still going to make $1 billion on this game. You know, it's still making obscene profit. Like,
but then again, it's just like, if it's a Game Freak issue or something, they've got that fucking that Beasts of Reincarnation coming out.
Yeah,
maybe
which looks really good.
It does, but maybe that, like, they're they're obliged by contract to pump out these games, and they have X amount of time to develop on them, and it's just like, hey, we're releasing, it's like, one new Pokemon game, here's 8 months, 9 months, a year tops for you to get that done, so we can sell some kids some more fucking Z-Move watches or something. Dude, that was so... I understand, like, yeah, they're selling products, but the whole Z watch thing was so egregious. Because it's just like...
pretty dumb.
I remember seeing it, it's just like, what are the chances they're going to use this as a vehicle to pump out more merch? And I saw them, it's just like, oh, instead of pressing a button on your 3DS, it's like, you can press on your watch. And it's like, that's so fucking dumb.
100%. Yeah, you're right, and it could be pressure from Nintendo and that as well. The problem is, we'll never know. But really, Nintendo, if it is from them, they shouldn't be putting the pressure on them, because they let the Legend of Zelda studio take 7 years in between games, between Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, right? Game Freak don't get 7 years to put out a game. And Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom both look significantly better and run much better than the Pokemon games. They're still a simple kind of design, but they might have had, like 4 times the fucking development time to make it. So,
also,
yes, I looked up the rumored Black Ops 6 budget, and it's rumored to have cost over $700 million. And they're just like, $13 million. You can, if you're struggling with the time, I don't know, man, get a bunch more staff to work on these games as well. $13 million, that's nothing. That's chump change in this industry. It's fucking crazy.
I also think maybe, like, with Zelda, and it's just like, people anticipate Zelda releases infrequently.
Yep.
But the fact that like Pokemon, they have other things, basically just things to stay in like the consumer consciousness. It's like, you know, they've got the cards, big money draw. They've also got like anime. They're releasing like I would say a shitload more like toys and shit like that. So it's like they put out the game that sets up new Pokemon, new forms and that way new cards can come out. And yeah, so I reckon probably one thing that's like why everything looks half baked is maybe it's like a they have to work around the merchandise. So it's like release game so we can sell more cards of new Pokemon. Shit like that.
Yeah, so I looked up what the revenue was for what Pokemon's grossed. It's grossed over $150 billion. The
Billion.
games have grossed over $30 billion, which
Billion.
is big. But the merchandise is over $100 billion. So it is
Billion.
the merch game. Yeah, it is the merch game. You're absolutely right. So with back in the day with Star Wars, George Lucas made sure that he had the merchandising rights.
Based.
So he made so much money on the merch. George Lucas knew like the merch was where the money was. It wasn't actually in the movie itself. It was, yeah,
Which I mean,
it
it
was in
makes
the merch.
sense. A person like an individual is not going to pay. They love Star Wars, but they're not going to pay like um 10 times a week or so to watch it. To go to the movies. You're also not generating revenue if you already own like DVDs, VHS, shit. So, but you can pump out new toys, new merchandise, and be like, oh, I'll have that C3PO towel. I'll have that fucking R2D2 mug. I'll have
Look,
that.
if you give me a C3PO towel, I'm gonna shove you in a fucking locker. Right? C3PO fucking sucks.
You know what I
He
mean,
is
though?
like if Ark actually was a fucking robot. R2D2, that dude rules though. Shout out.
Like, even, like, long before, the, the new movies, like, I think it was a bit before, like, the Disney acquisition, there was still, like, Star Wars toys getting sold at, like, places like the Warehouse and, like, Toy World. It's like, they never slowed down.
Yeah, yeah, massively. It's just, it's very, it's very difficult to have like because you don't know what's going to be a smash hit
Yeah.
as well. It's the problem. You don't know which characters people are going to like. George Lucas really thought he's like, there's that quote is like, Jar Jar's the key to all of this. And Jar Jar was not the key to all of it. Everyone fucking hated him. He thought Jar Jar Binks was going to be the thing selling a bunch of fucking merch. But it's really hard to because you don't like Expedition 33. They were like they already had like movie rights and stuff like that out there. But some people go with some things. It's like, oh, it's really good. This company had the foresight to already get ahead of that. But then when like with Concord, when that failed, it's like, oh, it was so stupid. They had they were already starting like development on a TV show, and they had that secret level episode and stuff. Oh, they got way too ahead of themselves. But then they praise it when it's another franchise that's successful. You don't know what's going to be successful and what's not. You know,
No.
like I think it's good to have the foresight to be like, look, we can capitalize on this, but because sometimes it might be like, oh shit, okay, this is successful, and then you don't get your merch out or your fucking TV show out for 2 years after the games come out, then it's too late, right? You got to wait for the fucking sequel. You got to wait for a big content update, and then release the show or whatever. Because so it's one of those situations where you're fucked either way. It's just
Speak.
I think it's good to have these plans, but maybe you kind of get some pieces in place and you don't fully execute.
Just to
Because I mean, for Pokemon, it paid off. I mean,
Yeah.
look at that. They've $100 billion in fucking in sales.
just to also tack on to what you said, say you don't know what's going to be a hit and stuff. The dude who originally was doing the Star Trek merch, That's why the Star Trek hat exists. The one, the one that says like it's called like the Spock hat, and it says like police on it or something. You know the one. Because they were just being like careless with it, and like the quality of the toys they were pumping out were not good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, people were just like, I don't know about this company, and then someone approached him and said, "Would you want to be the rights to this new um space opera cowboy-esque sci-fi movie franchise?" And he's like, after Star Trek, he's like, fuck no. And that space opera cowboy sci-fi movie was Star Wars.
Yeah. It's funny, like, because you don't realize Star Wars has a lot of, like, Western kind of, like, Western shootout kind of elements until you, like, someone says that and you rewatch it and you're like, there is a lot of this fucking. It is like a Western at its core, which is hilarious.
Like the way that what's his name?
Han Solo.
Han Solo, the way he shoots, he's like bam from the hip.
Yeah,
That's very
cowboy.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's awesome. It's funny, like funny when that you get told that and then you watch it, you're like, oh fuck, you're right.
How didn't I see it?
Yeah, because once you put a sci-fi skin on everything, you don't see it. You just see it as sci-fi.
Yeah,
but yeah. I think that's actually why it worked so well back in the day as well. Yeah. So anyway, those are the roadmap leaks anyway for Pokemon. I find it interesting, and I say hopefully they just dial it back a little, take a little more time and care, and start putting out some premium products. But I bet they fucking won't.
Nah.
So GOG. So GOG is owned by CD Projekt Red, but it's run completely separately, and they are dedicated to game preservation. It's really cool to see. So this has come from PC Gamer. So they said one tidbit involved someone in the UK who had unwittingly inherited rights to several games but was nowhere to be found. And then the quote said, he fell off the grid, so we hired a guy in the UK that was supposed to find him. That was the type of person who was really, really living without any cell phone, without any online presence, just chilling. He didn't know that he owned the rights because this was just a package with his inheritance. We have a lot of stories like that. And I thought that was really cool. So they paid someone to track this guy down off the fucking grid to be like, you have the rights for this and we would love to, preserve this, or pay you for the rights to put it on our platform and stuff. The guy be like, what the fuck? I don't know about this. Really, really cool how dedicated they are to game preservation. Yeah. This didn't say what those games were that they had, but I love that. It was really cool to see. We need more of this, man. We need more game preservation.
Yeah.
We are digital men. We gotta be honest, but someone's got to preserve them. It won't be us. But those new Nintendo keycards that they've got, the ones that you've actually got to download the game from it, they've said in the game preservation libraries, like, we can't use these. They're not going to be used for game preservation. So it'd be really sad if these third-party games, when they end up on Nintendo platforms, just cannot be preserved. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully Nintendo and the third parties can get something done. Otherwise, these games will be preserved on, probably PlayStation, to be honest.
You just want to be playing the OG Jazz Jackrabbit 4K resolution.
Dude, is that... I don't have the Epic Store actually installed on this PC because I don't care for it, but I wonder if they actually have Jazz Jackrabbit on the Epic Store.
I was about to say,
because it is an Epic Games.
Does Epic own like a lot of Apogee games?
Epic developed Jazz Jackrabbit.
Dude, they old.
When they were Epic Mega Games. No, they don't have it. So Cliffy B, who did Gears of War.
Mm.
He was the guy behind Jazz Jackrabbit.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So, let's see. Yep. Epic Mega Games. I played... Wait, was there a third one? I don't know about this.
Third
I
Jazz
played, I think it was the
Jackrabbit.
second one. I played a bit of that on my PC back then.
I
Oh,
hated
damn.
I hated how tiny the characters were in Jazz Jackrabbit 2.
Oh, really? I
So,
don't remember them being that small.
dude,
but
give it
I
a
think
comparison.
I don't think I played the first one. Oh, yeah, they are tiny. Holy shit. Yeah, Jesus, it makes those levels look massive.
They also had like a Game
Yeah,
Boy Advance game, but they just absolutely changed his design.
You got a lot to answer for, Cliffy B. But it's so funny to be like, the guy that did Jazz Jackrabbit did Gears of War. You go, what the fuck? Very different vibe games. I'm surprised that Epic didn't put that on their own platform as well, but I guess it's looking at it, runs through DOSBox and stuff, so they're like, yeah, the GOG can handle it. So there is a Futurama mod for Simpsons Hit and Run that I've seen. It's a full fucking conversion mod. Looks like a lot of fun. Looks silly. Very on brand for Futurama. So, fucking my hero. But yeah, I saw that and just thought I'd mention it because why not? Love a bit of Futurama.
And
PC Gamer did their top 100 games, top 100 PC games recently, and I just thought it was interesting. So I just want to go through the top 10 with you.
I found it very surprising.
Yeah, a lot of them are not my type of games, but they're very much very PC games. I find it interesting as well. So the metrics were quality, importance, and freshness were the three kind of metrics.
Importance
out of 10. Yeah.
But how can a game be
10?
important?
What do you mean? Like, not important to like people's lives, but importance in the space of PC gaming. Yeah, games.
Okay, yep, no, that's fair.
Yeah. So, Red Dead Redemption 2. So that ended up at number 10, which I agree. I still stand by when I was playing that. I was like, man, Rockstar games just feel a little dated, but for a lot of people's money, it's one of the best games of all time. So I completely understand. Elden Ring, yeah, that's my shit right there. Number 9, so that's great. Number 8, Balatro. Interested is there so high, but I kind of agree. Everyone I talked to about Balatro who was like, I don't know, man. I know, it's a silly little card game. I don't know anything about poker. And I was like, trust me, you have to give it a go. Everyone I told to give it a go that did fucking loved it. And everyone was like, oh my god, I get it. So I do think Balatro is actually a highly important game in the modern era. I'm going to butcher this, but Caves of Quud, like QUD, I've heard that this has a lot of this old school energy. A lot of the people who are into it are massively into it. It's a tile-based roguelike. So doesn't look like my cup of tea but I'm a roguelike enjoyer, but people who like it love it. So
Quad.
Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley number 6 makes sense. I mean, we got Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon for the PC, kind of, massively important, and it's been hugely successful. Crusader Kings 3, not my type of game, but a lot of people are big fans of this. But you get it, it's a strategy game, and it says here a hugely elaborate RPG. Witcher 3, yep, we love a bit of Gwent. Makes sense. That's at number 4. Number 3, Dwarf Fortress. So a lot of people love Dwarf Fortress, but I looked at it and I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at here.
When I was reading the list, I was like, what the fuck is Dwarf Fortress?
Dwarf. Number 2, Disco Elysium.
I can see that.
A lot of people love it. I think it loves the smell of its own farts too much for my liking, but I completely get people like it. People say it's very, very well written. It's great because there's not a lot of amazingly written video games in the grand scheme of things. I think part of it is a content thing as well. There's so much in a game that it's hard. Like I said, the problem with Assassin's Creed earlier, how are you going to have 100 hours of dialogue? Well, dialogue for 100 hours of gameplay at least, and it'll all be good. You know, it's not easy. So, yep. Number 2, number 1, Baldur's Gate 3, and I've said Baldur's Gate 3. I've finished it with the boys. Wasn't for me, but I completely agree. It's a super, super important game, high quality. Yeah, I'm happy with that being at number 1. Completely get it. So, yeah. The personal picks, I think, is this interesting as well. Let's just give that Lies of P Overture, which great game, but I mean it's not this PC game really. It's not that important for it. It's a Souls-like made by someone who isn't from software. Uplink. I don't know a heap about that, I'm going to be honest. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Definitely personal picks.
Yeah.
Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Fields of Mystria. Monster Train 2. Yeah, I can see that. Earth Defense Force 5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I actually enjoyed that game quite a bit. It was fun.
A little bit on the short side, in my opinion.
It was a little short. Anno 1800. People who like Anno games really do love it. Zork Grand Inquisitor. Skyrim. Skyrim probably should be top 10, to be quite honest.
I'm surprised that wasn't on the list. Like, the game's so important. It's just like it can run on the fridge.
Yeah. I wonder how far down it is. If you go down to 11, it's Doom, then XCOM 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Baldur's Gate 2, Half-Life, Sekiro, Thief, Gold, Minecraft. Bro, how far down is Skyrim? Undertale, Dark Souls. Bro, they've massively undervalued Skyrim here. That's crazy. Skyrim is... Oh, that's not even Skyrim. That's fucking Morrowind. Oh, what is my PC doing? We're back. Bro, Skyrim's not even in the top 100. That's fucking ridiculous. I'm not even like a massive Skyrim fan in the grand scheme of things. Like, I really enjoyed it when I played it, but I feel like the gameplay, like the combat, is weak. It's just Bethesda combat, to be honest. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. We got Norco, Skin Deep, Yakuza Like a Dragon,
Ayo.
Rain World, Magic the Gathering Arena, Old Skies, Metro Exodus. Yeah, like, I know as well they're personal picks, but very few of those games are really like would be in the top 10 PC games
No.
all time. Some of them I think that Deep Rock Galactic Survivor is a fucking banger. Obviously I loved Lies of P, but not that important. Rain World, I can see there being important. Metro Exodus, yeah, absolutely. Yakuza. But yeah, overall I think their top 10 is still pretty good anyway. It's a little flawed. Skyrim should be in there. What are we removing? What are we removing from this list?
Quad.
We're gonna be biased.
Quad.
We're gonna be biased. We're getting rid of Quad. We're getting rid of Dwarf Fortress.
What is the term for games like Deep Rock and Vampire Survivors?
Oh, dude, I can't remember. There is a term.
It's not Bullet Heaven, is it?
No, it's not. It's some people call them shoot 'em up, but that's not what I consider it.
I don't know, man. A Bullet Heaven, just a little description. Is like it's the inverse of Bullet Hell, where
Auto shooter.
What's that? Auto shooter.
Sorry, I cut you off. Auto shooter.
It's like where hordes of enemies close in on the player while they auto attack and level up.
maybe there is some bullet heaven to it.
Because but also there's there's Wikipedia article where they call them. This is too much of a mouthful. It's like known as vampire survivors like, or simply known as survivors like, or bullet heaven.
Ah, so maybe bullet heaven is one of the correct ones. I like auto shooter for those types of games. But yeah, good. Also, actually, really though, no hate to Dwarf Fortress and Gazer Quad, because we said with those personal picks, it's the same thing here. We're just biased, not our kinds of games, and I don't know many people that are actually into those ones either. But doesn't mean they aren't important to PC gaming.
More like crud.
Got 'em. So that's what I've got for kind of the news part. So I've decided we're going to do a new segment. No longer do Smash or Game Pass. We're doing a Smash or Game Plus, PlayStation Plus games. So Alan Wake 2 has added a PlayStation Plus recently. So I'm going to check that out eventually. This is a piss take segment, but Alan Wake 2 I've been wanting to play for a while. Remedy did some kind of deal with Epic Games, so it has not come to Steam. So it's a fucking pain in the ass, because I would have bought it, you would have had another sale, but instead you do not get that, and I'll play it on PlayStation Plus. I've been waiting ages for this, but I'd already fucking waited ages for an Alan Wake sequel, so it could wait a little longer. What are you playing on PlayStation Plus, Stephen? Nothing, because you don't play PlayStation? Fair enough. Yeah, my consoles don't get as much play as my PC. Yeah, see a little play.
Yeah, no, for a while it was your Demon Souls machine.
Yeah, bro, fucking Demon Souls remake. I know people have got. Bro, I'm a Souls fan, all right, but Souls fans can be insufferable sometimes, right? So the Demon Souls remake changes a couple of things, like aesthetically, almost only aesthetically. And now people are like, Demon Souls remake sucks. They changed the character called the Fat Official, and then he looked more demonic, and now he just looks fat and he has gross growths on his face and stuff. They changed like 2 enemy types, and then people are like, oh, this sucks.
I think Demon Souls sucks.
Yeah, it's like 99% of the game is still the same. They changed like 2 enemies, how they look. They still are the same to fight. Oh, it's not thematic. Look, I agree, they should have left them the same, but it barely changes the game at all, man. That Demon Souls remake's so fucking good. As the #1 From Software fan in this room, technical performance is their worst part of them as a studio. Like, they make my favourite games ever. I'm a big technical performance snob, and it just sucks to see the technical performance sucks. Bluepoint absolutely cooked with that remake. There are no technical performance issues at all. And I'm like, man, this is the studio we need. People are like, oh, I don't want Bluepoint to remake Bloodborne. They'll change like 2 characters. Oh, shut up. Shut up, you fucking dweeb. Fuck you. Yeah, the Demon Souls remake's still one of the best looking games on PS5, and it's 5 years after the PS5's come out, and it's one of the best looking games. Come on now. That remake's great, runs great, looks great. It's excellent. The worst parts about Demon Souls remake is there's some massively flawed game design. It's not a modern game. World tendency is a thing in the game, so when you beat a boss, you become like, I don't know if it's human or I think it is human. And then if you die in the world, you get black world tendency, which makes the game harder. Mm-hmm. And items will change. There's a few places in the game you want black world tendency. Most places you don't. You want white world tendency, which is when you kill bosses.
Mm-hmm.
It's shit like that. It's like, oh, you died as human? Oh, we're going to punish you. What the fuck? So what you do in the game is when you kill a boss, you become human. You go back to the hub world called the Nexus, and then you throw yourself off the top of the Nexus, so you die there and you don't change the world tendency. That's what people do. It's just, yeah. I think this was the first game Miyazaki worked on from software. It was the first game he like directed, because they were all working on this project together, and he was like, well, "There's no game director. I'm just going to kind of take charge of this," when it was halfway through the game. So they tried a bunch of whack shit. So those are the worst parts about it. Also, I didn't have to do the run back, but there's a boss, considered one of the hardest bosses by a lot of people, called Flame Lurker, and if you fucking die to him, you're doing a 5-minute run back. It's like fucking horrific. I one and done him. I never had to do that, but shit would suck. So yes, I really like Demon Souls, but come on now. Changing how a couple of enemies look are not the biggest problem in that game. So, what are we playing? So I finished Silksong, and it was almost like the day, I think it was the day after or 2 days after we recorded the last podcast, so it's not that fresh in my mind anymore. It's just about 2 weeks ago. But I finished it. Act 3 I felt like was the weakest act, for sure. Act 1 and 2 I loved. Really, really good. Act 3, there's a couple of reused boss fights that felt a little lazy. They were optional, but reusing a boss fight in 3D and like you have a different arena feels like the Souls games do it, every now and again. But in 3D and in a different arena, there's so much more that can be changed, and how the fight can be so different. In a 2D game, it just feels like when you're redoing the fight, you're playing it the same way. Yes, they had an extra couple of moves. One of them was this like little theatre actor, and in the first fight, he's red and all the smoke bombs are red, but now the world's turned to shit, and he's all dark and mysterious, and he's got now like a purple aura and stuff, and all his things with purple. He's got 80% the same moves, but 20% kind of new ones. But the theming of it's really fun, because you see like the boards moving of like, because you're on like a stage, like a theater stage. So there's a lot of fun stuff for that, with him popping up, and when he dies, he's slowly lowered into the stage. Like it's fun. But did we need a second one of those fights? Yeah, it just wasn't as strong, the third act, which is a shame, because having to get to the third act was enough of a kind of a job. And then, yeah, it just felt like the weakest part. But overall, I mostly enjoyed the third act, but not as much as Act 1 and 2. It's one of those games as well, I was kind of happy to be done with it. It went on a little longer. I think that the game would have been better a little shorter, but possibly controversial. I didn't do the 100%. I beat pretty much all the bosses, but there's a couple of little extra things. I could have got all the little gadgets and stuff, all your little items, but I was like, nah, I don't need to get all the health upgrades. I don't need to get all the silk upgrades. It's fine. Because one of the achievements in the game is fucked. It's absolutely fucked. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can pull it up, Jamie. It was one of them's get 100% game completion and finish the game in under 30 hours, which is, it's doable with a guide. Cool. Complete the game in under 5 hours. Oh, hell no, I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing that shit at all, boy. That ain't happening. So, yeah. I got a lot of the achievements. I got like 80% of them, or 70% or something. So, but if you're into Metroidvanias, it's still a recommend from me. But just there's be warned. There's a little bullshit. There's a little bullshit. Do you remember that? Did you ever watch that Ronnie Johns
half hour?
Ronnie Johns half hour. There's that guy who was like, he would do a thing. It's like, oh, you got to put a sticker on it, mate. This is may contain bullshit. It's potatoes, not pasta. There was like, Noki, yeah, mate. It was in the pasta section, mate. You got to put a little sticker on it saying potatoes, not pasta. It was a little bullshit. The edgy one was the Bible. It's like, oh yeah, mate. This is all not true, mate. You got to put a little sticker on it and say it contains a little bullshit. But that's there's a little bullshit to deal with in some of Silksong. But overall, it is very good. And price tag is fucking cheap. So can't really complain all that much. Just the Act 3 stuff. Nah.
Meh.
Another game I've only played a little bit of, but Hades 2 got its claws in me. So I've been playing a little Bull Pit, or I like to call it Bull X Pit.
So
Forever.
they're going the Hunter Hunter route of how to pronounce it.
No, didn't you mean Hunter X Hunter?
Shut up. Hunter Cross Hunter?
All right, weeb. So I'm just going to read this tiny little blurb here. Anyway, Bull X Pit. Seriously, is a fast-paced fantasy roguelite where heroes must find the balls to plunge deeper into a seemingly bottomless pit of monsters, develop arcane ammunition and resources in the pursuit of treasure, recruiting additional heroes to aid you in your perilous quest. So far, I played a little bit, and it is fun. There's a little base building kind of mechanic as well to get your resources, and you got to slap these buildings on, and then you got to send your little dudes to bounce around the area. You can do it once a day, and you got to do that to also unlock the building, which often it's a new character and things like that. But then you plant your trees, and you're like, that'll get you wood, and your wheat fields, that'll get you wheat to make these other buildings. And then the game itself, you're going just down this. There's a pit, which I'm like, is it? Oh, you go down into the pit, and then it's like you're in this like corridor, and mine are just set to auto shoot, and you're just killing all the waves that are in front of you, because if they get all the way down to the end, then they will attack you, and you've got finite health, so you don't want them to attack you, and then at the end, fight a boss. So the whole time you're going, you're getting your little orbs to level up, and sometimes the level up will be like a passive thing, and it's like when you heal, spawn mini balls, and you can level that up as well. Sometimes it'll be a new weapon, or a new ball, and a ball is like when this comes in contact with an enemy, you'll poison them. Oh, cool. So get those, and then you'll be able to fuse them together. So you might have one that's a fire and an ice one, and then it's like, cool, you can fuse the fire and ice together, so you start doing fire and freeze on enemies that come in contact with the ball. There's also different characters that have different starting loadouts and so on. I found, and I still want to play more, but my runs didn't feel too different from each other, which was kind of my problem, because this is also kind of similar to say the same actually for Hades. Comparing Hades to like the Binding of Isaac, you get completely different items. The run is entirely different. Hades is like subtly different if you're using a particular weapon, because that you start out with that, and then the different gods you'll find and the different boons. It changes more subtly. Your playstyle will change usually a little bit, but usually won't change that much. Binding of Isaac, if you get like quad shot, then or brimstone, those playstyles are entirely different. One of them you got to charge up completely. One of them is like kind of slow big shots. Or you get technology and shooting this laser beam across the screen. Like very, very different in terms of that. And so this, I felt like I still played mostly the same, and maybe that'll change when I get different item combinations and things like that. But for now, I'm like, that's fun, but Hades kind of had grabbed me a bit more. You've played a little Ball Pit as well, I believe?
I have. Apart from, I'd say most of the characters do play very similar, except it's good to finish each run with the character you've got unlocked. I tend to do best with I think the second character you unlock. I think he's meant to be like a cowboy.
Oh yeah.
Because I was just like, yeah, no, it's fine. My usual strat is try to get the fusion of, always get the upgrades, which are the balls that shoot lasers in a lane.
Is my favourite as well.
get them to fuse, so they can, but also get that in either, just combine it with either like poison, fire, ice, anything. I realized I had like, because I'm pretty sure you auto fire, but before you can start like shooting more, you have to have certain balls return back to you.
Yeah.
And I was fighting like the one of the bosses, and I was like, what the fuck? Why can't I fire? And then I look up, and there's like a fucking rave of the top screen, at the top of the screen, of all my balls currently just smacking against all these enemies up there doing all this shit. It's like, that's fine, but he's this close to touching me.
Yeah.
And I also found, I don't know if it was a skill issue, but the first boss, that the Skull King,
Yeah.
and he'll shoot like those waves of bones at you, and usually you can either just stand still or like sort of nudge a certain way, and you will be in between the bone arrows.
Yeah.
I could not do that with the cohabitants.
Yeah, the tandem one.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you do there, eh?
I imagine you just got to have the foresight to be like, okay, there's going to be a gap there. I'm going to go. But yeah, I was just like, maybe it's got like a regular hitbox of like, nope, I'm clipped. Nope, got clipped again, and I'm done. So
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
Just unlocked
it was
the
tough.
mummy. Oops.
Do you pair that with the daddy?
No, I pair him with things that go well with poison, because that's his like default attack.
Oh, that's okay. That's my bad. Yeah, so you see yourself playing a little more ball pit?
Yeah. Wow. I have to buy it on Steam because I'm playing it through Game Pass, which
Yeah, I bought it on Steam as kind of like a also fuck you Game Pass, but also I was like, it's cheap.
Yeah. I love the aesthetic though.
Great aesthetic. Yeah. Yeah, good looking game.
And at first, like with the harvesting resources, I was like, it's gonna take fucking forever. But then when you have like 5 people to choose from, it's like, it's not as bad.
Yeah, the more characters you get, the easier it is harvesting your stuff. So, yeah, it's a fun little mechanic. So, the next game I've been playing, it's rare for Stephen and I actually to be playing 2 of the same games.
Oh.
Hades 2.
Oh.
So, I've been playing the fuck out of Hades 2. So, I went from last week being like, oh man, I haven't beaten Chronos. I don't think I had. Had I? I can't remember. But anyway, to just going through, beating Chronos, beating... Oh, what's the last dude's name? Typhon? Yeah, it's like Typhoon, but with one O.
Yeah.
Beating Typhon, and then doing the Death to Chronos achievement. That's kind of completing the game. So... Yeah, I went from being way behind Scrip and Steven, and then ended up doing that stuff before them because I got so fucking hooked on it. And now, so hilariously, when I had last played, it was some time ago, I tried to go to the surface and it was like, under construction. I'm like, okay. I then never checked that again. I never checked it. This is an early access. I never went up there again. So I just kind of thought the game was like, not as deep. Like when I had last played as well, there was stuff where you could only use like the pickaxe or the fishing rod or stuff. You didn't use them all at once. You didn't take them all with you. You had to pick and choose which one you were taking on the mission with you. And that had changed. So a lot had changed. I also think because I beat Chronos pretty early on when full release, I think they made the game easier because I was struggling, and then full release I was not really struggling, not like I was. So yeah, so the different kinds of weapons. So I guess we'll rattle those off. You've got kind of your witch's staff, which is kind of like medium range. So that one I don't use heaps, but it's not bad. It's got a long range on its special as well. You've got I think it's like a dagger and a sickle, so it's really like fast, close range. Generally, I'm trying to get backstabs with that. Problem against Typhon, you can't do backstab, so it kind of falls off there.
And you can't do it on Skiller.
Yeah, so it ends up a little bit with the backstabs, but not my playstyle. But it's quite fun, and then it does have a ranged attack on its another medium range kind of attack on its special.
Like a fanned out like projectiles.
Yeah, if you hold it down, it fans out. If you just tap it, it's just a single one. That one's quite fun. For the next one, the one I call the Balls, which has a proper name. What was it called, Simon?
Okay, it's not the actual name. It's called like the description is like the umbral flames.
Okay, but it looks like you're hucking a ball. That's how it looks, and they kind of bounce around. So that one is my best weapon. If you hold down the attack button, it will just keep hucking them. It doesn't do like a big charge shot or anything. It just keeps hucking them. So it's fun. And then if you use your special move, if you hold it down, it sends them spinning around you as well, which is cool. Or you just tap it, it just spins a little around. Then you've got Steven's favourite weapon, the axe, or use the scythe form of it, which is all about doing your... Is it a 4-hit combo on that, or is it... No, it's because I always dash. It's a 3-hit combo. But I dash beforehand, so I have to do 4 hits. And the idea is really, unless you get particular level ups with it, particular boons, you want to be trying to get the full combo off, because the blast hit deals the most, but it's slow, and it's just big damage, melee weapon, and then its special attack isn't that remarkable normally if you just tap Y, but when you hold it down, it's got a decent range on it. And one of my favourite boons to get is one where you get, I can never remember the god's name, so the one with the hammer, and it's when you charge up your normal attack, it keeps spinning, and you can attack and it will keep spinning. So normally you charge it up, your character starts spinning around, and if you use like another input, it just cancels out of it. But if you get that particular power up, it's still spinning around you, and you're doing your normal melee attacks, and the damage just stacks up real quick. It's fun. They've also got Skulls, which is a ranged one. It's got a dash on your special ability. So it's just a quick dash that goes through and damages, but if you hold it down, it deals more damage and much more range. And it deals it's like a big fucking mortar strike when you charge up your basic attack. Otherwise, you just huck at these skulls, and then you've got to go dash and collect them so you can throw them again. I made the mistake of leveling up one of those forms of it, which I thought, I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. It turns out you use them and they attach to you, and then you have to be close to enemies and they kind of explode. I'm like, oh, this is very dangerous. I don't like this at all.
That's actually I was reading like a little guide and stuff. That's the Medea aspect on the skulls, like the whole attach. The whole game plan is getting 2 dashes, your regular dash and your specials. It's like that's like people consider that top tier.
Probably is, but you're going to take a lot of damage learning how to use that.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the last weapon is like, is it a jetpack?
Oh, it basically is.
It's basically a jetpack. And you've got like just a really kind of fast melee, and if you charge it up, it does like a fairly close range, but like a kind of explosion, like kind of right in front of you, deals big fucking damage, but takes a while to charge it up. And then it also shoots rockets, and if you charge it up, it sends out a little like cone, and then will target all the enemies in there. That's usually I'm using just whatever your standard melee is on most characters. That's one that I start leaning into the special, because the special is really fucking good with the right boons. So I use a lot of those rockets to just fuck people up at range.
I like
that one a lot.
With that one, in particular, I always go for the Daedalus upgrade of you have a 25% chance of firing off your special when doing your regular attacks.
Yeah,
Free rockets.
That one's fun. Yeah, it's just extra damage, and if you've got ones so your attack speed's faster as well, you're just going to fire off more rockets. So that's really good as well.
As for like the axe or like the scythe, like I also don't use the special only if I can get the ability. It's like, oh, your special does more damage to armor. It's like, cool. And or the one that changes your special, instead of it just being a stationary like rising attack, it flicks off a projectile.
Oh yeah, that's good. I got one today. It's like deals more damage to armor and increases the range, and it was just fucking going all the way across these fucking rooms. Just enemies were off screen, and I was still hitting them with it. So yeah, those are all your different weapons in Hades 2. I think all of them are completely viable. I think the Witcher's staff is probably the most boring. It's just fine. I found it's not bad. I've won runs with it, but yeah, the melee, the little, like I said, the little dagger and sickle is just not my playstyle. But all the other ones, and I mean, even the Witcher staff, I think's fine. So I'm generally using because they give you you're going to get more you're going to get more resources per room with it, and I just go okay, all right, sign me up, I'll use that weapon because I want the resources because I'm min-maxing.
You also noticed that they gave Dionysus a fat hog.
Oh yeah, brother, I fucking noticed.
Because I was like, it's Dionysus, and then it looks like Jesus.
Oh, God. Oh, there's children here. Oh. So, now that I've played a lot of Hades 2, I do now think it's the better game than Hades 1. I shouldn't have played as much in early access as I did, because it did kind of taint my opinions on it, because you can't help but compare it to the full game of Hades 1. I just don't think the yarn grabbed me as much, and I think I liked Zagreus more than, I can't even remember her name. That's
Malinois.
Is that how you pronounce that?
Not Malino.
Malinois. I did like Zagreus more, but it's fine. And I think I liked more the father-son dynamic with Zagreus and Hades. So it definitely grabbed me a bit more, but overall, yeah, I think it is a better game. Though after you completely beat Kronos, he just turns into just such a twink. They make him look so twinky. He's so like imposing when he's the bad guy, and then he's like, "Oh, now I'm a twink." Yeah, you're like, "Oh, what is this? What's this about?" So, yeah, it's funny. We were talking about it on stream last night at twitch.tv/rect_tech, and all three of us, Steve and Script, were like, "So, what kind of boon? What's your favorite boon to get? Like with most, overall?" And it was like, "Oh yeah, we're like the Zeus chain lightning." And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's what."
Yeah.
Everyone wanted the chain lightning. I just love chain lightning. And chain lightning's obviously good because there's a mechanic called Prime where it locks away X amount of your, what do you call it? It's kind of your special meter.
Magic,
yeah. You lock away 50 of it, which 50 can be quite a bit sometimes if you haven't leveled much of it up. But it's so fucking worth it. It's just like, you're in a room, there's 30 enemies. You start bopping one of them, a bunch of them are going to take damage. And it just makes it so much easier. So yeah, big fan of that. Yeah, the bosses are good. I really struggled first with I struggled a lot actually with mini bosses the first few times I faced them. But Prometheus, I was like, what the fuck? This guy is so hard. And then I've done a bunch of Prometheus fights. I'm like, yeah, it's not so bad.
I gotta say, I was just like, oh shit, I made it this far on that run, got up to Prometheus. I was like, oh fuck. Dude, from a design point of view, I was like, he is awesome. Like
Yeah.
I love the blue and red flames that he uses. I like the fact that he's just outside of his bird, he's just fists and fire and a kick. Yeah, aesthetic wise, like, damn, this guy looks cool.
Yeah. Very cool fight. And it's like, man, this guy doesn't have a pixie cut, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But really, if you like roguelikes, I mean, like, this is great. This is one of the best ones. Like, so, like saying though, my only real complaint is when you compare this to something like The Binding of Isaac, and not every game has to be super replayable, but roguelikes you generally do want to be replayable. Binding of Isaac has so much more replayability than Hades. Hades has better visuals, better music, a better story. Absolutely. Really better gameplay in terms of just the pure gameplay. Binding of Isaac has so many fucking item combinations and has so many like different bosses. So in this, you face the exact same bosses. Like mini bosses get mixed up every now and again, but it's usually it's usually one of two mini bosses in an area. And you fight the same main bosses every time if you're going down. If you're either going downstairs or upstairs, so whichever path you're deciding to do that day. But yes, it's one good thing is that you can get very used to the boss fights because you're facing the same ones all the time. So you're like, oh cool, I'm going to face this boss. I know what I need to do. But just the replayability factor, it just doesn't have the same depth because of the items as the Binding of Isaac does. And Isaac's way more limited in the mechanics in terms of like how you interact with it, in terms of like you move around, you shoot your tears, you plant bombs, and that's kind of and you use your active, and that's kind of about it. But just because the power-ups are all completely so different and there's so many synergies, that's fucking mind-blowing that you just don't get that level of replayability. I've spent like 50 hours on it. I've had a great time, but I'm about done at this point. Like, I'm pretty close to doing it, really everything. It's like, oh, but there's these achievements linked to behind these things. I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
I'm good.
Yeah. So, very, very good game. Very happy with it. Could be a Game of the Year contender overall. It might be in the running. Who knows? I have enjoyed it more than Silksong.
Hey.
I think Silksong's going to be the one they pick. I actually think that Hades 2 is a better game. Maybe controversial, maybe not, but both are good. But if I want to see one indie nominated, it'd be Hades 2.
Nice.
You got any more thoughts on Hades 2?
I think you've encapsulated it pretty well.
You're like, yeah, you've gone on a bit, Cass. Yeah. I didn't get to say much about it last week because hadn't gone back to it yet. So, yeah, definitely worth checking out.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, Stephen, what else you got on the go, mate? What's on the agenda? What are you playing?
Well, I dabble, I do this thing where, like, I'll chuck on YouTube or, chuck on something in the background while I'm doing Hades 2 runs. But the game that I've been waiting for, anticipating the most, just got released. And that is Ninja Gaiden 4. The reason I'm hanging...
Oh, of course.
The reason why I'm hanging out for Game Pass. Like, as soon as I've finished it to satisfaction, goodbye Game Pass. So it's hard. But rewarding. At first I was just like, oh, they're going the Devil May Cry 4 route of, okay, so you don't play as Ryu Hayabusa immediately. You play as like this new protag, Yakumo. And I was just like, oh, alright, I'll give him a spin. And it's like, he's so fun. Like, You've got your X and your Y attacks. You hold Y down to like level 2, and you just unleash this murderous combo where basically if you've killed an enemy through that combo, if someone is near them, it just automatically locks on and finishes the animation on them. Um, there's good defensive options. There's you tap R2 or hold R2 and you'll block. If you tap R2 as the attack lands, you get a perfect block, which will cause them to sort of rebound their weapon a bit. But if someone's about to attack you, you press forward and like Y, you parry, you can slice through them. It's nice and bloody. But they also add this mechanic of if you hold L2, Yakumo can spend meter to transform his weapons. I've only got the 2 weapons at the moment. You're starting off weapon, which is 2 swords, and which are real fast. But if you transform it, it becomes this long ass blade that's slower, but you get the reach. And one of his moves is if there's a bunch of people trying to swarm you, he stabs his sword into the ground. The sword grows, and you're just sitting on top. With the new weapon, it's a saber, but if you transform it, it just becomes a drill, and you just hold X down, and you just drilling this person's guts. And it's just
That's fucking brutal.
And it's just like, yeah, this is real futuristic. Ninja Gaiden's never been known for a really compelling storyline. But when you get up to your first, like, boss battle, you just get hit with this beefy 7 strings of Jin just blaring. And I was like, oh, this just makes this battle even more intense, to the point where I just paused my whatever I was watching. It's like, nah, I gotta lock in. Also, this song fucking comes.
Oh, boy, that comes.
There was one level, I think it was in like chapter 2 or 3, where they added everyone's favorite mechanic in the game: rail grinding. Where it's like there's these rails, and it's just like from a train track, and this demon's just trying to keep you out, so he's manipulating the rails. So it's like, okay, got to jump to this one, jump to this one, jump to this one. It's real fun. I also love the way that you can buy new moves. Weapons get experience, and you can expend that experience for that certain weapon. But if you want to buy other ones that aren't in that skill tree, you'll see like a little noisy ass raven. You go up to it, you interact with it, and this guy dressed as a raven just drops from the air. He's like, "How's it going?" And that he's just like, "Do you want to buy some skills? Do you want a rundown on how your skills work?" And it's like, "Do you want to enter the training area?"
Do you wanna kiss me on my open mouth?
He's wearing it. He's got a beak.
You wanna kiss me on my open beak?
The only thing, and this is not a complaint about the game itself, it's just my commitment, because it's like, I'm gonna play this all day. I cannot wait. And then it's just like, I start playing it, and my mate who's down, he's like, "Yo, do you want to play some Stardew Valley?" And I was just like, "Yeah, why not? We're quite far." And it's like, so I only played an hour of it. And I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna go play some more." I was like, I can play for like half an hour because I start stream soon. It's like, cool. And I was like, I'm gonna play for like as soon as I get home. It's like, I got the podcast. It's like these are not complaints. It's just like, this is the game I'm gonna sink my teeth into. It's just like, but I have obligations.
I've had so much of that recently. I'm sure you remember. I had to talk about playing Silk Song for like fucking 4 episodes. Like, I've been there, don't you worry. So what have you been playing? Yeah, more Silk Song and fuck all else. Yep, I've been... I haven't had time. That's adult life for you.
I just want to add, and related to Hades. So I also, like, I was big main on the Xanatos Scythe, but the Zeus Hestia build for the balls, as you call them, that's what cleared Typhon for the first time for me. But I tried out the aspect of Moros on it, and I'm not sure how I feel about it just yet. Just instead of, have you unlocked the Moros aspect?
What does it do?
So instead of shooting the balls, just straight, it does, but they're not balls, they're ghosts, and the ghost attacks come back to you, so you essentially can hit someone, hit them initially shooting at them, but then they also suffer damage when the ghosts come back. But the other gimmick is when you shoot the ghosts out, if you go out and use your Y attack, it causes an explosion. Like, just does a big AoE.
No, I don't think I've used that one.
Yeah. Because people, because I think the base forms of the weapons are fine, but like definitely Thanatos for the speed of the axe. But people also rate the Cersei aspect for the witches stuff, because its gameplay as it incorporates your animal familiar.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe the Witcher staff is more remarkable then. You just have to upgrade into the right path.
Yeah.
Because I actually, with the axe, I was using the same one as you. And then I leveled up the basic one. And I like it more. It's like you get more health. And I'm like, okay, more health, that's fine. It's not really what I worry about. You get more damage. So the base damage out the gate is fucking good.
I just don't.
So you end up unleashing out the gate. You're just doing an extra 50 damage a hit.
I just don't like that Daedalus upgrade where it's just like, oh, your regular attack does like so much more damage, but it's just the final hit, the one with the most frames of animation.
Yeah, but that's also the big damage, so it is a trade-off for sure. I've done it sometimes, but it's yeah, it can be rough.
Also, the Skiller fight is so fun.
Who's that again, bro? I've got the worst music.
The girl band.
Oh, yeah, that's a fun fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mermaids.
Especially when
the song changes as well. They've got a couple of different songs.
Yeah.
I thought it was just that one song for ages, and then they did a different song. I'm like, what the fuck?
I also love it where they do that song "Claw Out Your Eyes," and Malinui says something to the effect of, "It's just like, that song's about me," and she's just like, "No, it's not. We have many of inspirations for a song." It's like, you describe how I look like in the song. And she's like, "No."
Yeah, it's pretty silly. It's good bit of fun though. Anyway, you were talking about Ninja Gaiden. You got any more to say on Ninja Gaiden? Or just
I've got to play more of it. Like I'm loving
next step.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all good. Well, we got 2 weeks, so we'll be alright.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's end on a couple Steam reviews. So, the review I've got here is, this game is kind of like those fake mobile ads you see everywhere, except they had the balls to actually make it into a real game.
That's from so true.
Yeah, that's from Firestone, and that's about Ball X Pit.
Ball straight edge pit.
Straight edge. Yeah, you told me you were thinking about going straight edge. Is that true?
That was a straight lie.
Oh.
And I'm edgy. Edging.
You are a little edgy. You are rather edgy for a 33-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's fine. All right. What is your Steam review, mate? What do you got for me?
This is from Tactical Trash Panda.
Good name.
A great name. This is for Ninja Gaiden 4. This might be the best combat system in any action game I've ever played. Don't want to play it? Ninja, please.
Ninja, please. Interesting. What, were they substituting a word then, or what was going on?
And you know what else is next?
What's that about?
Don't know what you're talking. Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
30-60.
Great review. Hilarious. I must say though, in terms of like action combat, man, I gotta stand by Final Fantasy VII Remake. Dude. The action combat in that is not the same type of action combat, but pretty fucking slick. So I got to give this a go at some point anyway and have a look. It's on the list, but who knows when I'll get to it because the list is girthy.
Girthy and long.
And I'm not going to play it on my ROG Ally when I'm away. I reckon my ROG Ally is going to get minimal play, and my Switch 2 is going to be fucking getting jammed.
Getting jammed.
Jammed up my ass. Hopefully not.
No. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna jam your phone up your ass and you be like, "Guys, I'm scared. Please comfort me. Send me your best memes." He'll do it.
Yeah. I'll do it. It wouldn't be the first time. Won't be the last. That's a promise.
This phone in my ass.
So I'm just going to say a quick thank you to Stephen for not bringing up that it's my birthday today. So we got all the way through the episode without him mentioning it. So thank God for that, because I'm fucking awkward about that. About any fucking attention at all. So appreciate that. We got all the way through it. But yeah, if you made it to the end of this... Oh, sorry, go.
That was a subconscious effort, by the way, because I had a feeling you'd be a little bit... No.
One of the dogs is leaning into something on the shelf because she's an idiot. I was like, what the fuck's that noise? But yes, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Stephen. And look, if you've made it to the end, I don't know, leave a comment. I don't know, say happy birthday. Don't say cunt, because the comments might be like, hey, you can't say that on here. Happy birthday, Kent. Happy birthday, old mate.
Happy birthday, aunt.
Yeah. Say, I don't know. Just leave a comment. That's all I'm after. I want some engagement. I want to see who's out there. I want to interact with you. I want to sniff your hair while you're sleeping. I'm just saying things now, but thank you for stopping by. We always appreciate it. Catch you on the next one.
What?